Good evening, everyone. It's time for your daily Bible verse. And tonight we're going to read 1 Kings chapter 18, verses 25 through 29. Elijah said to the prophets of Baal, "Choose one of the bulls and prepare it first, since there are so many of you. Call on the name of your God, but do not light the fire." So they took the bull given them and they prepared it. Then they called on the name of Baal from morning till noon. "O Baal, answer us," they shouted, but there was no response. No one answered, and they danced around the altar they had made. At noon, Elijah began to taunt them. "Shout louder," he said. "Surely he is a god. Perhaps he is deep in thought, or busy, or traveling. Maybe he is sleeping and must be awakened." So they shouted louder and slashed themselves with swords and spears, as was their custom, until their blood flowed. Midday passed, and they continued their frantic prophesying until the time for the evening sacrifice. But there was no response, no one answered, and no one paid attention. So, we read earlier in verses 21 to 24, when Elijah challenges these Baal worshippers, he's like, "Alright, since there's so many of you worshiping Baal, let's see if he's the true God or not." And what he has is, he had them offer a sacrifice to Baal now. And they're shouting and screaming and praying to Baal, but they're getting no response. And there's Elijah, he's taunting them. He's like, "Shout louder, surely he is a god." And in the text, it's a lowercase g God, understand. And he's saying, perhaps he's in deep in thought, or busy, or traveling. Maybe he is sleeping and must be awakened. He's taunting them. And I find it kind of funny that he does this. And they just keep going. They're shouting. They're doing their custom, slashing them swords and spears, as was their custom, till blood flowed. And I just gotta say, I don't know why you'd want to do something like that. Why you'd want to worship something that would have you doing that. But anyway. And eventually they're finding what exactly Elijah was trying to prove to them, that their Baal worship was false and phony, and that he was a false god. Plain and simple as that. There is only one true God. You guys have a blessed night. Jesus loves you. I love you. And I'll talk to you soon.